and happy Labor Day. Welcome to the sixth best day of summer. My name is Natalia Kresick, your 2019 Canfield Fair's 4-H Queen. And I would like to shout out to our merchandising partner, Youngstown Clothing Company. You can purchase any of the shirts that you've seen me wearing the past 6 days on CanfieldFair.com or at the Youngstown Clothing Company store in the Southern Park Mall. Make sure you wear the fair. Hi, I'm here at Parks Garden Center with Tim Parks, and we're going to talk today a little bit about his background with the big pumpkin barn at the fair. So, Tim, it's nice to see you today.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, so if you could tell me a little bit about your history with the big pumpkin contest at the fair.
All right, so, I'm like so many people in the Mahoning Valley, have deep roots with the fair. Was a 4-H'er, showed sheep when I was a young guy, got involved in growing giant pumpkins. Because, I've loved to garden since the time I was really young. I used to keep my own garden when I was 12 years old. So it's just kind of growing these things gets into your blood. And this giant pumpkin deal, it's kind of like the World Series of gardening, when you're growing the big veggies, right?
Yeah.
So long story short, I started growing and showing pumpkins at the fair. Probably longer than you've been on this earth, okay?
Yeah.
So I have a pretty deep history there. And I've gotten to know a lot of great people over the years at the fair. I think the Pumpkin Building celebrated its 50th anniversary here about 3 years ago. So that's, one of the great buildings at the fair that people go to see every year.
Yeah.
And it's great to be a part of that whole building and know the people that show there every year. It is very competitive.
Yeah.
But we're all friends and we work together back and forth to try to have a bigger showing for the fair every year.
How do you get a pumpkin to be this big?
Well, that's a question I get quite often, and I have a short answer for you. We can get it narrowed down real quickly here. We start the seeds early in May. We try to make sure that we have the soil all prepped and ready to go. We might even do it the fall before.
Okay.
A lot of these pumpkins might get started like the third week of April from a seed for the fair, and we'll get them in the ground here the first week of May. And we train them down to have one main vine and some side vines, and we only let one pumpkin grow per plant. So if you look in here, you'll see that there's no other pumpkins in this area for this plant, and then we only let the plant get so big. So we try to get Mother Nature to force all its energy right into this fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you go about measuring this thing, guessing how you're gonna win at fair?
That's the fun part of it, because you can kind of really get hooked up. So there's a measurement process that we use, like they do for the 4-H'ers do for steers, etc.
Yeah.
So we'll measure the pumpkin around its biggest circumference, side to side and end to end. And they tell you add those three figures together and you'll have an idea of what the pumpkin will weigh, plus or minus 10%. So what I like to say is it might not be totally 100% accurate, but if we measure it today and we come out a week from now, we measure in the exact same spots, we have the size differentiation and we can estimate how much this pumpkin might grow in a day.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
How much does this pumpkin grow in a day, do you know?
Giant pumpkins can grow as much as 50 to 60 pounds a day, okay? So you might, in a 30-day period of time, get on average 1,200 pounds of growth in 1 month period.
That's great.
So if you can imagine, this pumpkin started out this big with the blossom. And by fair time, it could be 1,500 pounds, 1,200 pounds, okay? And that's probably in about a 70-day period.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, yeah.
Well, thank you for talking to me today. It was really nice coming out to see the big pumpkins and seeing your nice pumpkin patch and actually knowing where the pumpkins come from at the fair. I don't think I ever would have known that they grow just like 3 in a patch.
Yep.
And just all of the nutrients into one pumpkin. So.
Well, we're glad you came out today and we're able to share that with you. And hopefully some of the other fair folks too that go to the fair every year and support the wonderful organization it is.
So my question is how much is this pumpkin going to weigh by the end of September? Thank you guys so much for joining me for this year's virtual fair. Though it may have been a little bit different, we still got to see the big pumpkins, visit with our friends at Molnar's, see some wiener dog races, and even make some lemon shakes, which, those are my favorite after a hot day at the fair. Thank you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys at the 175th Canfield Fair. It truly is going to be something to crow about.